The episode starts with Malerao thinking my mom is great. She thinks of humans and also birds and animals. I did not understand her before. He smiles, seeing Devi Ahilya with the pigeons. She asks what happened. He says, I have realized your avatar so late. I am happy I got to know. She says, I know you are immature and stubborn, but he says, but I am fine. You did not get well soon. You should have not come here. She says, I will stay here for some time. Do you know from where does a person gets energy? From nature. When I did not get any solution for a problem, your dad used to get me here. I always got a solution here. Do you have any knowledge about Malwa? Did you go to meet Dushyant? Sarja sacrificed her life to save me. He says, no, you got unwell, and she says, it's your duty to look after them. He says, don't worry, the doors of the bars are always open. She says, no, our people loves us a lot. You have to go to them. They would not get their problems to us. You have to know their problems. He says, okay, what are you thinking? She says, Janta Drabar, you will supervise this. Go and find out how are our people doing. He says, sure. They go talking. She says, Mena thinks a lot about you. Take care of her. Malirao goes to his room. Mena helps him get ready. He smiles. He holds her. They share a moment. He holds her hand and stops her. She says, anyone might say. He says, I want to thank you. She asks, for what? He says, for understanding me. Devi Ahilya was right and I was wrong. Yamuna comes to Dwarkabai. They have a talk. Malerao says, thanks for praying for my welfare. Mena says, it was my dharma. He holds her close. She gets shy and asks, what are you doing? He says, I am doing my duty and dharma. Mena hugs him. She asks him to go. He is getting late for the bar. She says, I have to go and give medicine to Devi Ahilya. She helps him wear the prince's pagdi. He leaves. She smiles. Malirao checks the documents and stamps it. The man says, Malhar Sarkar has hired these people. Your stamp is also needed. It's important to get these commands into action. Malirao says, okay. He stamps the papers. He reads something and asks, did Malhar Sarkar stamp it? The man says yes. He asked you to stamp. Malirao thinks, how is this possible? How can Malhar Sarkar do this? He takes the paper to Devi Ahilya and asks, how can Malhar Sarkar do this? She says, I don't understand. Why would he do this? He says, I will take this to Malhar Sarkar. She says, no, he has gone to Peswa for the final rites. He says, I know what to do of this. He goes. She asks him to stop. He comes to Dwarkabai, Sitabai and Gunuji. He shows the letter. Dwarkabai smiles. She says, it's a good news. It's written that Malhar Sarkar has hired Gunuji in the darbar again. Gunuji asks, really? Can I check it? She says, yes. He smiles. She says, you will help Malirao in darbar work. Sitabai smiles.